Welcome to lesson 1 on Onshape's interface. Let's get started by signing into Onshape. Now this first page comes up. It's going to show you a bunch of apps that can work within Onshape. But right now, right off the bat, we're not going to use any of these. We're actually going to go right up and we're going to select this right up here, Onshape. So we're going to actually click on that little the word Onshape, and you will see in a second, Onshape will open up and get to a new screen. So right now you can see that I have a folder right here and I have a part. We're actually, the first thing you want to do when you're opening up Onshape is you want to organize all your stuff. So right now I'm going to go up to where it says create. I'm going to slide down to the folder and I'm going to make a new folder for this demonstration. I'm going to call this demo number 2 and hit create. Okay, now you can see that I have 2 folders in here. If you don't like something, you could easily just drag it over here to the trash. Okay, be careful because once you're in the trash, you're in the trash. Next, I want to open up that folder I just created because I want all my stuff to go in that one specific folder, not just all on one big area. So I opened up that folder. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go create. I'm going to go to document. Documents are our parts that we're going to make. And this one I am going to call it sample 1. I'm going to open it up. And now you can see Onshape's interface. Right off the bat, in the front right here, this big area, this is going to be our work area. And you can see that we have 3 planes that we can choose from. We have our front plane, our top plane, and our right side plane. Now, you can easily turn these planes on and off just by selecting the P key. Okay, just touching on and off the P key. You can turn your planes on and off. We can also come over here on the right side, and we can actually, if you hover your cursor right next to each one of these, top, front, right side views, you'll see an eyeball up here. You can actually click that eyeball and turn each individual one off. Okay. Now this little dot that black, that's my origin. That's my 0, 0, 0. You can also turn that off if you don't like it. Okay. But for this purpose, I'm going to leave all of mine so you can see what happens when I get up to the rotate in my view cube. Right below this, this is what they call the feature tree. Right? The feature tree is going to show me everything I've done. It's going to be a history of everything you've done for this one part. So all my sketches, all my extrusions, any of the fillets that I put in, anything that I've done to the part is going to be listed right down in here. Okay, so if I have to go back, if I messed up a dimension on one of my sketches, I can go back, I can click on that sketch, I can open it up, and I'll be able to go and change that dimension, and everything will be fine. Okay. Below that is going to be my parts list. This is all the parts that I have created. One of the things that Onshape will do is they won't ask you to name the part right off the bat. So what I strongly suggest is once you start having your parts populate in down here, you're going to click on them and you're going to give it a very specific name. It's going to make it a lot easier for you or your instructor to find the parts later on. All right. Below that, we have 2 little tabs. We have Part Studio and we have Assembly. Okay. We're only going to be working in Part Studio right now, but later on, we're going to talk about our Assembly tab. If we move all the way up in the opposite corner, in the top right corner, we're going to find our little view cube. This is going to allow us to rotate and move around within our work area. So you can see right now there, I'm in what they call the isometric view. I can click on a face and that'll put me there. I can click on a corner and then it'll move me to a corner. I can click on some edges and it'll flip it toward me. So you can move all around. I can spin this around a little bit. Okay. So you can move this in any direction. Now, a very useful tool is, hey, I need to get back to my original view, what I was originally looking at. So right below your view cube, you're going to see this little box. Okay, if you click that down caret, you're going to see the first word is isometric. Right, and I can click on isometric. There are some other commands in here. Zoom to fit. Okay, another one shortcut for that one is if you just press the F key. Right, but what I'm going to do is the command that I like to use the most is I'm going to click on my right mouse button and I'm going to hold it down. And now this is called free rotate. Okay, for all you gamers out there, you're probably used to spinning around in your 3D world like this. But so you can see that I can spin this around. All right, if I want to get back to my view, I can easily come over here, isometric view. Boom, that's my home view. So that's pretty much bringing back my home view. A couple of little tools that you can use is if you hold down the scroll wheel This allows you to pan left and right, up and down in any direction you want. If I scroll if I scroll forward, you're going to see that it will zoom in. If I scroll backwards, it's going to zoom out. All right. I can come back over here and I can say zoom to window. And this, anything that I built will zoom to whatever the window is. I'm going to hit my isometric view, bring it right back. The last thing we have to talk about is our toolbars. Right now, you can see this is our 3D toolbar. Okay, it will change once we go into the 2D sketch mode, right? But these are all our 3D tools. We're going to be talking about each one of these during the class. So right now, I'm going to go over here to this first button, and this is my sketch. This is going to put me from a 3D mode into 2D. Now, one of the nice little features is with Onshape is if you watch, there all these little windows, these blue windows will pop up. That's going to tell you to do something. It's going to tell you to select something. It's going to tell you to grab something. It's going to tell you what it needs to do next. So that's going to be a really cool feature. So right now it says select a sketch plane. I'm going to select my front sketch plane, and I'm going to come over here, and I see my top plane, and I'm going to turn my top plane off. I'm going to turn my right plane off because I don't want to see all those planes while I'm sketching. So I want to look have this look right at me. So I'm going to go over my little view cube, hit my front, and turn it right toward me. All right, so now everything's right toward me. And as you can see up here on the top, all my icons have changed. These are all my 2D drawing tools. And we will be going over these during the class later on. All right. The other thing you've noticed is when I hit sketch, this little window pops open. Okay. You don't want to close down this window because this will close down your sketch. Right. It'll get rid of it. When you're all done with your sketch, so let's just sketch one little simple thing. I'm going to sketch this little box. When I'm all done with my sketch, I'm going to hit the check mark. Okay. Now I'm going to go back. I'm going to look at my isometric view, and there's my little part. Maybe I'll put a quick extrusion on here so you can see what happens in the tree. And I'm going to stretch a little part. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to hit the green check mark. And now if you come over here and you look at my feature tree, well, now you can see there's my first sketch. There's my first extrusion. You know, if something's wrong with that, I can just double click on it. Oh, maybe I forgot to put some dimensions on that. So I could go back, I could put dimensions on this. I could change the sketch up. When I'm done with that, I can hear same thing with my feature. If I didn't like how far I extruded it, you know, I could actually change this. Maybe we'll make it 1 inch. Okay, when I think I got it where I want it, and I'll automatically change it. So this is what I see in my feature tree. Now, there's my first part. Remember what I said? It's going to call it part 1. So we don't like that. So we want to right click on it. We want to name it. I'm just going to call this box for now. So now I gave it a very specific name, right? So that is pretty much it on the interface for Onshape. Hope you liked the lesson.